What's up, everyone? I think I got a little bit late into recording this language, but still, let's catch up quickly, shall we? So you can see that Burn is already as a SiK recruit. He has already 11 points, besides from McLaren, who has 13. And we're playing versus the XP. There are same players basically: Shell, Super James, Master, Riot, and Wangster. Whose Shell is basically now carrying his team. Now we're catching up until round 2, so we're pretty early, and we're waiting to Gametaff to make me company into commenting this clan war. For now, let's see how is everyone doing. You can see Shell and Burning is right behind him. Then there's Meso, Riot, and Funk is catching up pretty quickly. SiK got pretty strong right now. We're catching up, we're half of the map already. It's checkpoint 18 out of 35. Reaching the corner. Punka tick is pretty good. And he loses a bit of speed. He catches up pretty quickly. And there's Burn. Where's McLaren now? Okay, he's in 8th place. Above Monster, and that's it. Shell's giving a pretty tough battle right now. It's a pretty good fight for first place. And they take we're finishing the map. Right corner, right in the left, and Burn wins the battle for the P1. If he don't mess up these last 2 corners, he can take this match. And that's it. Then is Burn, Shell, Funka, Riot, Super James, McLaren, Wingster. There's Revenge 4. Finally, there's Meso. Pretty good battle. We're catching up pretty quickly. Now, let's catch up completely. Let's see, now that Shell has 28 points. Right behind, and Wangster, Riot, and Super James are giving a pretty good battle from themselves. Now SiK is looking for players. They are switching. Apparently, Johnny Nelson and Dukes are gonna be playing. We don't know still, but something's sure. If they wanna fight, if they wanna win XB, they have to be the best players out of SiK. Okay, so as far as we can see, Burn, Thor, Wenka, McLaren, Revenge, almost all the players from the last rounds. So I see that they can handle up pretty good. Wenka's gonna have to do a pretty harsh battle because of his ping. Okay, now let's see how people do. This 3rd round out of 12 of today's clan war. Burn and McLaren are giving up their best to beat Riot best in the show. Riot is a pretty good player also. And 4 XBs are right behind McLaren. It's getting tough. SiK has to recover quickly. McLaren is giving their best. Giving his best. He takes a pretty good corner. And he almost catch up to 1st place. He's in a battle for P1 with Meso. And he wins the little battle. He's in P1. Massive Super James and Wongster are behind him. Burn is trying to catch up. They're both giving their best for the team. Okay, we are almost half of the map. This is checkpoint 19 out of 43. We're getting into the half of the map, guys. Okay, someone crashed. Burned. The rest of the SiK are pretty far of the rest of the XP. These both teams are pretty good, but if someone we all know about XP is that you cannot mess up a single error with them. You can be in first place, but if you fail in something, you are automatically fucked and almost in last place. So you cannot mess up with these people. We see McLaren, he's sustaining his first place pretty good. And there's Wongster, Riot, Meso, and Shell. This could be a significant round for the rest of the clan war, because this can be the round that kind of marks the first advantage for the XB team. So SiK has to catch up pretty good. It has to stop committing errors if they want to win this. Okay, this is gonna be almost 4-0. Well, 4-1. Yep, it's a 4-1. Wow. Jesus. Okay. Okay, so let's see the points. We're now watching. McLaren is catching up with 33 points. Then it's Burn. Followed by someone had 14 points. I don't know who was he. And now from the XP team, they are Shell with 37 points. Then after Wangster and Riot, fighting for 30 points of their team. They're trying the best. Now we're moving to Cheetah. This is gonna be a significant card, because we will get to see who is the skillest one from those both teams.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, finally Taff has come.
Yeah. Sorry,
Is FC server.
Thanks.
Okay, now back to the fourth round. We can see that McLaren is giving a tough battle with Burn and Shell from the XB team. SiK can lose this if they don't catch up quickly. Now we are watching for XB people are right behind McLaren and Burn. They have to give their best. Now we're getting to checkpoint 14 out of 45. Did you enter the Gametaff?
It's still loading.
Jesus.
Probably gonna take a couple of minutes.
Yeah,
So yeah, keep going.
this server is not like full of script, so yeah, don't worry. And now McLaren just lost the position. He is in third place, giving a battle with Meso and Super James. Burn is in the lead. But the Wangster, what is Wangster? Okay, he's in fourth place. Checkpoint 24, sorry. Super James is in the lead. McLaren is trying to catch up with him. Is he loading, dude?
Yeah, I'm already there.
Okay.
Wait a
Super
second.
James is in the lead. Right corner, checkpoint 30.
No, I don't think I'm the correct person to give a proper analysis of this
You have to
match
catch
because-
up with the players.
Yeah, because first of all, I've never heard of these guys. But that's all my fault because I've been kind of inactive.
They are not from
So-
MTA to start off with. They are not from MTA. They're from SAMP that are like sharing our tradition of clan wars with us.
But I remember Super James from TC, or am I mistaken?
Yeah, they're pretty good. They are people not to mess with. But we can see McLaren and Burn giving their best to take the lead. Maybe where's the rest of the SiK? Oh, okay. Riot is in 9th. That's surprising. Okay, the first SiK gets into the bowl. And there's Meso, Revenge, Wongster, followed by Riot, Thor, and Joey. Okay. Well, this was in.
You know what? You know what I heard from teams which color is black is like you can't watch the score properly unless the screen is in a very bright side.
Yeah. Well, you have to wait until like the end of the round to watch the scoreboard.
Yeah.
You know, watching all the points, we can see that Burn and McLaren are basically carrying SiK for now, and Shell is carrying XB. So they are giving a pretty tough battle.
Who made the maps, by the way?
I don't remember. Venom. Venom
But
made
it
the
is
maps.
full control server.
Yeah.
Really lost.
Remember when I told you that SGA probably would quit? Well, would
Oh,
close.
yeah, right.
Well, apparently it did. I don't know really, but apparently it did, and so some of the SGA players like created another clan for themselves, so they can lead. And
Oh, so it's basically SGA with another name.
yep,
Probably. Oh, okay.
yeah, if you want to call it like that. Okay. So let's start off with round 5 out of 12.
I thought this was Royal Flush for a moment.
Royal Flush. It's with Elogite. That's weird. But yeah,
Okay, so McLaren is leading, as always.
sticking the lead.
Nothing new.
Well, this clan war is pretty significant. He's not been in the lead in all the rounds right now. These XV guys are
Really?
pretty good. Yeah, are pretty good, and they're not to commit a single mistake in any of the rounds.
Is this
So
like the first time they're playing against a team from NTA, or they have already played with someone else?
no, XV has been playing. Well, XV is like the I don't know how to say the fashion between two different teams from SAMP, like the combination from 2F I think and RTF. So they basically created XV together, and both teams were pretty good. Well, both had their pretty good members, and so they're like the only active, as far as I know, they are the only active in clan war terms in SAMP. So yeah, they shared the clan war tradition with us, and they're pretty good, as you can see, boy.
Yeah, I gotta agree with that. Actually,
Well-
Sam seems very old to me. Probably the last time I played that mod was in 2009 or 2010. Because later on I started playing on MTA only.
Yeah, so we all started with SAMP before moving to MTA. They're the minority started in MTA, and as far as
No,
you can.
McLaren.
As you can see, McLaren is the only SiK that is taking the lead, then is Riot.
Yeah, has-
Behind him,
That's a huge lead.
Wongster,
Probably
Shell.
2 seconds.
They're
3
pretty good.
seconds, I'll say.
Maybe, probably. He must.
Yes, with 3 checkpoints remaining, I doubt it.
I think the sub gap between the two, the gap might be like 3 seconds, 4 seconds. And McLaren gets the P1, then followed by Riot, Wongster, Shell, Revenge from SiK, and the resting 6. This is pretty bad for the SiK if they don't catch up quickly.
Yeah, even though McLaren won, XP managed to get a nice result. I mean, in terms of points,
Yeah.
making the gap even bigger.
Where was Burn? Okay, Burn got in P7 in the end. Yeah, they must catch up quickly. Mostly, I think it is the pace they're taking, but it's more important to maybe go to the safe instead of driving aggressively and maybe risking everything and maybe crashing with other places. I think it's important to take a pace, a single pace, and try not to commit any mistakes, right?
Yeah. By the way, what is this? I see round 5 out of 12. Are there like 12 rounds?
Oh yeah, well, basically, Samp. As far as I know, I'm not like much of a Samp player, but as far as I know, Samp people used to make 15 round based clan wars. So whenever, mostly the clan from MTA that makes most clan wars with them are Boar. And well, Boar, I can consider them as half Samp, half MTA clan. Like they play in both places, but they are the one of the most clans that fights XB. So basically, when you make this clan war with these Samp people, you usually make 15 rounds, instead of us that we used to make 10 rounds only. Remember? So I think
Yeah, I guess it's very weird to see a clan war with 10 rounds.
yeah, it's a bit
Probably
of
the first time I see some kind of this.
yeah, it's a bit of adaptation, and most of it is that they play at 100 FPS. So some people, I don't know if they are getting used to this to play at 50. So that's why we don't play that much with Samp because of the FPS difference. Most people say that the handling itself changes, so it feels heavier in
Yeah, but
in a
talking
lower.
about FPS, it makes a lot of controversy. Personally, I think it's meaningless. It doesn't make any changes, but whatever. I mean, everyone has their own opinion about the FPS content.
Well, yeah, everyone have their opinion, but they mostly think that even in lower rates, the cars feel like more controllable and a bit heavier in comms, if you can call it like that. And I don't know. I personally don't give a shit either. I can play in both rates. In both rates, I can fail. So it's not a matter for me, but for them, it's kind of important in terms of whenever you're organizing a clan war. But moving on,
What is this car anyway? It feels like we're playing on Mr. Green.
the Hustler, yeah. So ultimately, people are not using like only Cheetah, Banshee, and Turismo. They're picking other kinds of cars. McLaren lost the lead, and
Yeah,
Burn is like trying to help
he
him,
went
but
what
he's
two,
being pursued by 4 XBs. This is pretty bad for SiK. Burn must continue the pace. Mesa, Wongster, and Riot. Oh, who's he? Oh, Shell and Super James, sorry. He lost the lead and he's in 3rd place. He must catch up quickly, at least to get in the 1st position. Get the most points as possible because they're gonna lose this apparently in this round. Wongster is in the lead, followed by Mesa and Shell.
If Burn falls to 4th place, that will be horrible for SiK.
Yeah, so we're in almost finishing the map. It's checkpoint 28, like last 2 corners, and we finished this round. And apparently, it all seems that Burn may take the lead. Yeah, Burn is gonna win. Wongster, Super James, and Meso. Joe Nelson is in last place.
Riot failed to get 5th position against McLaren.
Well, McLaren recovered up pretty quickly. He must. Could it be any other racer, and you can end up in last place after that? But no, he catch up pretty good.
almost 40 points difference, and we have 6 rounds left. What do you think is gonna happen?
Jesus, well, it all seems that if SiK don't catch up pretty quickly, this is gonna be a pretty lost battle. There, we all see in the first 3 rounds that they have a pretty close gap between each other, but after like what do you want for round 4, they're starting to XV started to get far away from them, and McLaren and Burn apparently seem to be carrying out the team, and it's good. It's but these people isn't about to not commit any mistakes. They're pretty tough, and you can be in the first place as we watched with McLaren, but he just lost control of the car a bit, and he ended up in 6th, and he tried to catch up in the positions.
Yeah, well, by the way, I'm assuming you're streaming this because you're talking in English, or I don't know.
No, I'm not streaming this. I'm just recording this because I don't know. I'm too lazy to stream. It's too much shitty stuff to prepare in
I
order
remember
to get
you
stream.
used to have troubles with that program you were using.
Well, I don't have it anymore. I can just record it and I can stream also, but I was too. Well, I got it pretty late also, so I was like, well, I cannot have the time enough to prepare the stream. So I decided like just record and then upload it in YouTube just whenever I edit the long parts and shit. So it's
Yeah,
easier
that's
for
okay.
me. Wait a bit.
Seems legend. Now we have an Infernus map. Oh, this car is nice. I remember the good old days driving it. And we see yet another. This is seen as kind of classic McLaren leading and 3 XVs behind them.
Yeah, Lauren is taking the lead, and okay, I thought that there was an. Okay, Joey Nelson was giving a pretty tough battle. He's in 6th position. He's trying to catch up with Meso and Wangster. He can keep up the pace. And
actually, if we
okay.
remember the 2 last maps, SiK managed to win the map, but 2nd, 3rd, and 4th place was full of boys from the XV clan.
Yeah,
So
this time they're catching up.
Even though they're winning the maps, it's not very good for them because they're still losing points.
Yeah, I was watching Shell. The lines he got, he pretty saved that. Could have failed, and he's still in 2nd position, right behind McLaren. After then is Wangster and Riot. Okay, this is bad. So Burn must at least get into 2nd position, so they can like balance the point counting from both teams.
Yeah. All right.
So it's up to Burn to save this round at least. Okay,
Oh,
Wangster failed.
I know who failed.
Wangster failed. Riot. Okay, now Burn passed Riot. Now he's after Shell. If he manages to get in the 2nd position after we're almost in checkpoint 30, almost.
Yeah, then the scene will completely turn around.
Yeah, he can compensate the point loss, and the gap would be even less. So SiK is doing it pretty good in this round. So this shit ain't over yet. So let's see what happens.
Yeah, but if it finishes like this, I mean it's pretty balanced, right? Because you see 1 and 2 is a guy from SiK and XV, and the same happened with 3rd and 4th.
Well,
6th and
oh no, Revenge just failed. Yeah, and you're right because they were. This map was pretty controlled by SiK right now, but someone failed, and they are 3 XV catching up.
Yeah, and Burn is about to take the 2nd position from Shell.
Yeah, he's going after
Right
Shell.
behind him.
He won't let him go. He's going after him. This last place, but no, I think he tried his best, but he lost the battle, and he's in P3 after Riot and Wangster, and then it's Joey. Jesus, this ain't going pretty good for SiK.
Yeah, given the results, I doubt the score has changed in a bit.
Well, it's pretty good
Pretty
because,
balanced.
yeah, it's not like the gap is not that high, so SiK can still SiK can catch up still. Wait a bit.
Yeah, actually, this map was pretty balanced, and still XV is leading with almost a 40 points difference. So which map we have next? Perennial. What kind of car is that? I don't even remember.
I'm back, boy. I'm back. All right. So
So we have a weird car for the next round.
what is it? Perennial.
Perennial.
Shit. This is gonna be fun. Oh, actually,
What kind of shit car is this? I don't remember. I have to see it.
it's like the little grandma's car, like the I don't know how to say it, like a little family car. Pretty slow.
Is it a shitty car?
No, I don't consider it a shitty car, but you can it's a pretty slow car, so you can keep up the control pretty good. The problem with that car, as far as I know, is basically that you can how to say it. You can get around up if you lose control about it. So
Okay. So we have
you can barrel roll
brakes.
that car easily. Oh shit! I have 300 of ping. Jesus Christ! Where is the
You can
host?
barrel roll when you flip the car around.
Yeah,
when
you can flip the car
you
easily.
Make a bad corner.
Indeed. Okay, so Shell is in first place. He took the lead, and where is Lauren? Oh no, I think this is a fun round. This is a fun round. Yeah, it was like where?
Yeah, we
Like,
have
wait.
we guys played this map a few minutes ago.
Jesus. This ain't making into the final edit. Or is it? Okay, so let's watch the scoreboard. We can see that the guy with most points in the whole Kind War is McLaren with 85 points. After then it's Burn after him. No, sorry. Then it's Shell with 73, and then is Burn with 71. So these are the top 3 players of this Clan War. Of today's Clan War. Jesus. So yeah, it all seems that we are moving to Perennial. Round 8 out of 12, and let's see how this goes, because the gap is not that, as you can see, my boy, the gap is not that far away, so
Yeah, for it's probably take a couple of maps to recover if they
Yeah.
make a good job.
like 40
Oh,
points.
this car.
Yep, you can flip this car easily.
It's pretty shit.
Ah, it's like relatively shit.
And someone is holding the horn. Okay, we just started.
Okay, let's see how our boy is doing this. Shell is in the lead after 4, and then there's Revenge and Joey Nelson. Okay, I thought they crashed, but it's just the ping I have. I wonder where is the location of the host of the server, because it's not that normal to get 300 of ping. It's worrying,
I have 200.
and I'm not even streaming or anything. I'm just recording. This shit is not good. But okay, moving on to back to the Clan War. Meso is in the lead.
Surprise.
My client, no, not that. No, it's not that of a surprise. Knowing the skill of these players, they're pretty good. Now McLaren is trying to catch up with him. He can win the match, and Wangster appears out of nowhere and takes the P2. And then Shells also appear out of nowhere and tries to get McLaren's place. Interesting line our XB boys are taking. It's a pretty tough battle. Wangster's taking the lead.
Yeah, we have a too late for XV. Like third place. he's surrounded by XV cars. I
Yeah,
mean, literally. And
he's
Riot in the fifth place. So it is
so this is bad. This is pretty bad for SiK. At least Burn has to take out as the same as the last round. He
yeah,
has to help
and look again.
Lauren.
Even if McLaren manages to win, the score it will be even bigger than before because
Indeed. Oh,
the
SiK
guys
just
are
joined.
second, third, and fourth.
Indeed. Well, SiK just joined the server. So SiK along with Burn and McLaren can be an interesting combination. Knowing Revenge and Thor are a pretty good couple, but they are I don't know, they're having a bad day. They usually aren't getting in this kind of positions, especially
Yeah,
Thor.
I mean, since I joined, I've been watching the same scene, right? Like, I think I went in and the XV guys finishing behind them, and that's not good at all.
No, at least they have a gap. Well, yeah, they have. Lauren has a gap of at least 1 second behind Shell and Meso. There's
Yeah,
a
but
3-1 for. There's a 3-1 for XB.
yeah, but you see, it's 15 points against 33 for the second 3 and 4 combined.
Yeah, and the gap.
No good at all.
Yeah, and the gap just got even far from 40 points
Yeah.
to 50 points of
50
difference now.
points, yeah. As I've been telling you, it doesn't matter if you manage to win every map. If your team doesn't spawn the way you do, you'll get further in points.
Well, we can look at the bright side, and normally the clans that fight XV or their other clans, they usually when you lose, you see the gap getting even farther, but that not that slow. You get the gap losing like I don't know, like from 10 points to 50 points, and then from 50 to 100 points. No, and now you're watching that SiK is pretty keeping up the pace into the gap between each other. Now they were like 30 points at the beginning. Now they're 40, and they just got to 50 and almost in the end of the match. So this is bad. I'm not doing like this is a good thing, but it's not that bad. Also, you can lose
Yeah.
even worse. You know.
Thing is that they are increasing their gap in points, in terms of points, and that's the critical point here.
Indeed.
Also, I've always think that the best team doesn't win. I mean, the team to win is the most constant among the whole clan war.
Indeed. I hope SiK that he just joined. I hope they play along with SiK.
And a bit of luck, of course.
A bit of
Always
luck,
a bit of luck.
but I hope
Because
they win.
you can never expect the fails from even from the best players.
Yeah, that's a pretty good point. Indeed, you can lose out of nowhere, and you can get up in the gap, and you can lose out of nowhere. So, as far as I can see, you have to keep up a pace between you and your teammates. But if you, I remember when you were playing in Le Conquer, you usually see the different time gaps. So when you see that your mates aren't with you, you get worried about that. And I can feel how McLaren or Vern getting that when they're in the best positions or the first three positions. And I see that their mates aren't there. They're just XP
Yeah.
players.
And then we get to the point if it's enough to drive hard or to drive safe, because
See?
you can drive as hard as you can, but one mistake will cost you the decision.
Indeed, this is a
Points as well.
teamwork. This is not the long wall, this is a teamwork. So, actually, we're watching a pretty good acting from Revenge and Thor. Revenge just took a bit of a bad line, but he's still recovering up. McLaren is not in the lead, surprisingly, so this is worrying for SiK, actually.
Yeah,
Burn is helping
see,
out.
the same movie again. One guy surrounded by XV guys.
And Burn
One
just
big
failed.
guy.
Never
Burn
mind.
just failed.
Oh shit. And he got in the 8th position. This is a bad round for Burn.
Yeah, it can be a 4-0 if Riot managed to pass McLaren.
I think that
But
would be
yet
pretty
again,
hard.
It's McLaren again with 4 guys. by himself.
Loring is trying to save up this. Is trying to. He's trying to give up his best. Now he's going after Shell. I wonder what happened. What would happen if McLaren goes to XP or Bohr or shit.
Yeah.
The OP teams would be even more OP teams.
Too much overpowered.
Yeah, I like the best MT players and the best SAM players in a single team versus other teams is like, well, no fucking fair.
McLaren failed a little bit and lost 2 positions. It's now a 3-0.
Never mind,
Oh,
he lost
failed.
fucking a lot of positions now. Fuck.
So it's a clear 3-0 for.
It's a 3-0, at least it's not a 5-0, it could have been worse, but...
And I know this is gonna change because the 3rd and 4th has a huge gap between them.
Okay, then
3
Thor
seconds.
and Byrne are trying to help out, and McLaren just took the... He's trying to recover, but it's almost checkpoint 30 out of the 36.
Yeah, and this is what I was talking about. Right now, at this time, when you see your 3rd and you have a 2 seconds gap against the 4th place, you don't need to run hard anymore. You just need to safe drive until you get to the finish in order to avoid failing.
Well, yeah, and even though if you don't like get into the first place as we are watching right now between Shelby and Super James, you know that you're all in the same team, so it's not a matter right now.
Yeah, it doesn't matter who wins because it's a matter of team points. So even though if Shell or Super James wins, it will be the same score.
It will be good if they are competing. Like I don't know, like how many points can a member get from their team? Like I don't know, I'm better than you because I got more points than you in this clan war. There are people like that. So
Yeah, and you see now almost 70 points of advantage for
so, and the gap
You see
just
that-
got even.
Yeah, it's getting higher by rounds goes by.
Yeah, this is not a good sign now because there are 3 points. Well, there are 3 rounds left. We're not watching a good performance by SiK. About like only 2 or 3 members.
Yeah, if this would have been a 10 round clan war, the score would I mean the match would have been decided by now.
It could have been. So it's just about to see how our members perform in this upcoming rounds. So I hope SiK does a bit better. At least they going in a safer way. They drive a bit more. They stop being so aggressive in their way of driving.
Oh,
So they stop failing.
Look at the chat and look what Fox Star-Lord just typed. Isn't it cute?
Oh, you mean the yeah? How you do
Yeah,
that?
that face with the hands. How do you do that? I always wanted to put random stuff in the chat.
And so do I. I don't know how to do that. I just know how to fucking do it like this.
So it's like a face with the 2 hands in the air saying why.
I think they have another alphabet. I don't know. I don't care that much, but could be cute. Now moving back into the clan war, it's round 10 out of 12. SiK is losing by 70 points difference. And let's see how we do.
Check the Discord channel when you have time. I
Yeah,
just
yeah.
posted the picture in the.
All right, just after this clan war finishes. Okay, Joey Nelson is taking the lead. Well, he was taking the lead.
Yeah, Riot is now.
All right, let's see if we can get a good performance by Joey. He's relatively new in the racing scenario, so former member of SiK and well,
Monster crashed.
and Joey too.
And you see yet again the same movie, McLaren surrounded by XP guys.
Meso and
I think
Riot.
This is like the 5th time I've been saying this.
Yeah, if it's not
Problem.
Lauren or Vern, but where's Vern? Okay, he's in 7th. They're trying to catch up quickly, but Mess and Riot, they're pretty good players. I've seen them racing in SAMP, and they're godly beasts. They're like the Larens of SAMP, just getting top times all the time. So when I saw the clan war between Bohr and XV, it was like, oh, this is gonna be an interesting match because both are pretty good teams. But let's see, and this is interesting too. But I don't know. I just hope that the I know that Laren's teammates and Burn teammates are like do a bit better, and not to fail so much. I mean, they can drive a bit more safer. So the most important thing in the clan war is not to fail. That's what makes you lose a lot of time. And Laren is getting a tough time trying to battling with Riot for the P1.
Yeah.
Messages failed.
Burn line on third.
Burn
Yeah.
took the advantage. So McLaren must
So
take
right
the
now,
lead.
this round is pretty balanced, I'll say.
Is balance?
One
Yep.
guy per position.
Yeah, everyone is with this couple. So SiK is fighting each one with an XP member, and this is what we all wanted to see.
Yeah, one by one in every position.
Oh, nice line by Burn. I didn't know that line. I'm gonna take that note. That was a pretty interesting line by Burn.
And Joy Nelson going on his rhythm, going last, and taking it carefully.
Now this is the battle we all wanted to see. That every SiK is playing a role, important role, to beat up their respective XP member.
Yeah. Now this is very weird these days. I mean, to find one by ones in.
Shit, and Burn failed. He lost 2 positions. Shell is in 3rd place, and Super James is in 4th, just in the end of the round. Jesus Christ, this
How
is
the guard jumps at the end.
fuck. Oh my God, this is
A very funny ending.
yeah, this is bad.
Revenge did a barrel roll in the air.
Well, at least he was in the ending, isn't it?
Yeah, and
Jesus.
yet again McLaren finished second and surrounded by 4 XP guys.
Damn.
I can see the score right now because it's pretty dark.
It's 393 versus 307. So this is a 90, almost 100 points of difference.
Yeah.
And
From 70 points to 90.
and let's say that the MVP of this clan war might be McLaren, as far as we all can see, after followed by Shell and then Burn and then is Riot with 81 points. So there are more SiK members and XP members racing like giving their best to win this.
I want to see Megas racing. Why Megas isn't racing?
I don't know. He's your boy. I don't know why isn't he playing. Also, I just realized that Gandras isn't in SiK anymore. Has he become an FC?
Oh, I don't know.
Gandras was a
I
pretty good
think
player
I've
from
heard of him
SiK.
before.
Let me tell you something about Gandras. That Gandras is one of those people that you don't see a lot of top times on FFS or any other server from him. But when you watch his performance in Clan Wars, he
plays
keeps
pretty good.
he keeps up the pace pretty good, and he feels like kind of rare. Like he's not as fast as McLaren or as fast as Riot or any other XP. But
he's constant.
Yeah, he's pretty constant, and instead of other XV or SiK members, he gets a pretty good pace. But moving on.
For example, I usually see Revenge on Mr. Green. He's probably the only guy from.
Oh shit! Surik just failed. I wanted to see Surik in action, but he failed. Jesus.
Yeah, and now he's last.
Yeah, he's in last place. Mex almost fails, and Wangster took his place.
Who's Max? Such a funny name.
Wangster? Wangi, little Wangi boy. There's Wangster, Max, and Shell, followed by Juanca, McLaren, and Burn. This is a pretty good trio. Let's see if this trio can be the other trio.
Yeah, it's a 3v3, right?
It's a 3v3 right now. We are watching that SiK trying to catch up XV. This is a pretty good battle right now. Round 11 out of 12, and we are getting into checkpoint 16 out of 45. So there's plenty of map to race yet. And SiK just took almost all the XP members. They are just Max failed, and I think Burn failed. I didn't watch SiK pretty good at this now.
Actually, Shell has a pretty comfortable lead among the second place.
Yeah.
Probably 1 second.
And the XB guys are still in the lead, followed by the trio of six. They're getting closer. This is good. And
Almost a flip.
oh, Wangster
Someone
flipped.
flipped.
Wangster did.
It was fun.
Wang and XB out, two left, and SiK is keeping up the pace. And Max is out too. Oh shit, McLaren just shit
And you know those mistakes
are pretty cool in this.
Yeah, because it's like you're racing as hard as you can, and then out of nowhere a lamppost appears and ruins your race. It's pretty annoying.
So as far as we can see, and it's like the last round, all the six are taking their respective XB. So
Yeah, 1v1 everywhere.
this is 1v1 all the time. So we're spectating. Well, first place doesn't have any competitor yet, so there's not a battle hill. There is Burn in second
Yeah,
place.
but we're talking about third and fourth position.
Third position, it's a battle for P3 between McLaren and Max. So let's see how they do. Then it's Wangster after James. Then it's Revenge.
Oh, Burn failed.
Burn failed.
That jump is a bitch because if you land not properly, your can is gonna flip off.
And McLaren just recovered easily. He's in P2. He was in P5, I think. P4 or 5, I don't remember. He's going after Shell, but it's almost over this round, so it pretty much seems that Shell is the leader in this. Then it's McLaren. Max Burn is finally in 4th place. Wangster, Super James, and then the resting of 6.
Yeah, pretty balanced round with a little advantage to XP.
Now this is 100. Indeed.
70.
Now it's 100 of gap difference.
Yeah.
100 points. This is bad, dude. So pretty.
It's
pretty
over
seems,
already.
yeah, it's over. It pretty seems that SiK has lost, even though if they 5-0 the others.
Even though if they manage to 5-0, it's like 55 points if I'm not mistaken, and that will be not enough to win the snowboard.
Yeah, it won't be enough. I mean, we all know that SiK has lost already, but let's see if the gap doesn't decrease anymore. Because if you and I saw that the gap was about 30 points difference, and now it's 100 difference. So that's the pace I talk you about.
It has been increasing by every map from 10 points to 10 points.
And let me tell you, even though the McLaren almost took the lead in almost all the rounds, it's not a matter if the teammates doesn't help out in this.
Because it's not that XV has been superior to SiK, it's only that XV has managed to get best results, like getting constant second and 5 positions.
Yeah, I mean that like SiK got the better skill, but XV got the better pace, and that's the most important thing in this clan wars, the pace and not to fail.
If we analyze the most wins, probably SiK
could have won more.
Yeah.
If we just focus in the first place, yeah, SiK would have won the leader between Lauren and Burn, but XV just simply got more constant, so that's the thing that matters now.
It's more. Sometimes it's like football, right? Sometimes they win that win always.
Like all the sports, it's like getting the constant and trying and get the help of your teammates. As we all can see, oh shit, we're just.
Who fell there?
Yeah, it was a funny fail. It was a funny to watch.
So right now, it's almost a 5-0. If Wangster passes McLaren.
I don't want to see that descending for SiK. Like.
Yeah, right now it's a 5-0. Well, no, McLaren took 4th place.
Okay. Well, even though if McLaren, if he manages to get the first place, if they manages to surpass all the time, it would be like a 4 or 5-1. Shit.
Yeah, and he failed.
Never mind.
So 5-0.
So yeah, it's a 5-0. Nope. Yep.
Yeah, when we were expecting a 5-0 from SiK to get the score even lower, it got right the opposite.
Yeah.
A 5-0 from XV, and now the gap is getting even bigger than it was.
Yeah. Oh shit. Shell almost fails.
We were saying XV wasn't that superior to SiK, but in this map they're showing it. like finally.
They are, yeah,
So
they have the constancy and the pace. So that's the thing that matters in a clan war. So they got it's a pretty firm win. They deserve it. Pretty good
yeah, because
match.
when do you remember the old clan war style when each team picks maps, and right then you can talk about superiority when a team wins 5-0 two or three times, but in this kind of matches that doesn't happen very often.
No, and even though if it's 5-0, it would be a humiliation to the opposite team if you remember that the old time that it was a humiliation if they 5-0 you in your map.
In your map, yeah,
In your map you
that would be
picked.
like a total mess.
Yeah, that was like, oh shit, this is bad.
And it has happened plenty of times, even in captain cups and important tournaments in
Yeah,
this community.
that the maps you train with your along with your team, you still and yet you still fail.
And you get 5-0 by the opponent.
Yeah,
That's such a humiliation.
that was the worst humiliation.
And I've been on both sides. I mean, the side who win in an enemy map with a 5-0, and in the side
To
who
lose.
lost on my own map with a 5-0. So I know how it feels
Yeah.
winning and losing in those situations.
And it's humiliating, it's frustrating, kind of.
Yeah.
Burn, I don't know how did he manage to get in fifth, but okay, I'll take that. So it's not like
Yeah, so
that of a 5-0,
it's
it's
not
a
a
3-0.
5-0
It's a,
anymore. Yeah.
well,
You can as well say a 5-0 without burn because it's
Burn was like the
see.
little white girl around the black boys.
Yeah, indeed.
But he did good. I don't know how.
He got fucked.
I don't know
by
how
black
he.
kids.
I don't know how he
This
managed to
reminds
get
me
in
of
the
those
fight.
combo we had with Zorik and I don't know the other guy on Discord a long time ago.
Yeah, it would be. It might be a good idea to. I don't know, like in this time, this clan war format is about creating the maps for a specific clan war. But it would be nice to make like a hybrid style, which you can train an already existing map, but it's a clan war dedicated one, you know?
Yeah,
So
because back in the day you had to work hard to actually win a clan war or a
indeed,
tournament
you had
because
to
train
train
the
and
maps.
train. Fuck.
You had to talk to your team and say, okay, let's train at this day, at this time of the day, and you were all together playing your own server for like an hour or 2 hours training maps, playing clan wars against your own team, like fun wars between each other.
Yeah,
And after that, when it's the time of the clan war, both teams need to show what they've been training the whole week.
and that's true. That's true. I would like to, and I'm gonna suggest that idea that this format is pretty good. I like this format actually. Like, you just get a random match and then, well, a random map, and then you play it along with your team. And if you win,
Yeah.
then it's good by you, no?
But in my opinion, the old format was more exciting.
It was more exciting, but it was more demanding. Back when the people
Yeah.
took it more seriously, but now that
Yeah,
we all are
because
grown
it
ups and
demanded a lot of time
yeah, but
because you
now
had to train and shit.
But now we're all grown ups. We're above 20 years or at least 18 years are the kidest ones or the childest, if you wanna call it like
Yeah.
that. The smallest ones are
We are
about the
we are
18.
not babies anymore.
We're not kids anymore. Yeah. So I think it would be
Most of us has jobs or they have to study or something.
yeah. So that's why I understood when this clan war style got created. But it would be nice when we all have time. I don't know, when we are in the summer vacations or something like that. We can make like the hybrid idea I told you earlier. The hybrid clan war style, where you create a map, but this map would stay there, so any team can pick it, and you'd have to train it. But it's not like a shitty map like we all used to, because there was that team that used to pick the shitty maps, the shittest maps ever, and you had to train them just to be beaten. So it would be clan war dedicated maps, just like this one we watched, but can be actually trained, and it
Yeah,
would
and
be
back
a
in the old days,
yeah,
back in the
like.
old days we had tournaments with that system, right? Captain's Cup or National Cup, when you had to train maps for the win.
And yeah, so we don't get into like that pretext of saying, well, he had the luck, or I don't know, he trained that car or shit. Well, we all train, both teams train the same map, the same car, so they both have equally the same chances of failing. I don't know. Even though in random it's almost the same, when in this style that you don't know the map and the other team don't know it either. But I think it would this hybrid idea would be a nice idea to see it. So I'm gonna suggest it, and maybe when we all have time, can put I don't know, give it a try. No?
Yeah, because it was exciting. I mean, when you train maps, it was interesting to see the lines each team had for those maps, and that was what made MTA interesting for me back